there's some small people here that want to, you got right in the very front, but like it's good to keep this open because this is all going to come down very soon. I'm going to pass it over to Brian Berg, who's going to tell you all about his creation.
I'm going to pack it for my carry-on bag. Get on the plane. I actually did at a show once, had someone come up to me and stand there looking at a much taller tower than this, and they said, so like, how do you get it here? And then I said, well, actually, there's a hitch on this end, and there's an axle, and I said, as it's going down the road, a few cards blow off, but while I'm here at the show, that's what I'm doing, I'm repairing it. And this person went, anyway, so I've been sitting here for the whole conference. I would have gotten a lot more done if I wasn't watching so much, but it's kind of been a trip down memory lane for me because, when somebody brings something up, it kind of makes you think back about things you hadn't thought about for a while. And when I was in high school, I was in my library. So therefore, I won't have to really explain to you the why, but I'll explain to you a little bit of the what and the how. So, because everyone asks this, and it's understandable, even amongst you would want to know, what was the sort of start? Well, my grandfather was a card player, not professionally, but, when we would go to Grandma and Grandpa's, it was like a card tournament the whole time. And between card games and refilling drinks and all this, he would always have a little house of cards. And I was obviously influenced by that. And but he didn't do it like this. And this was all something that I discovered by accident, which is so cool. I've seen so many of you say, so I got this idea, so I started playing with it, basically, and whoa. So on the front of these cards, you'll see this kind of grid pattern. It's the horizontal sort of permutation of this. And so anywhere you see where I built a horizontal layer, like under these foam concrete blocks, they're not foam. That's the kind of original thing that I discovered during a blizzard, as the son of a pig farmer in Iowa, nothing else going on, and I did. I discovered it in one day, and that same day I built clear to the ceiling. And I realized that I had something. I was working for an engineer in high school. I'd go to the office the second half of the day, and he knew that I did this, and he was like, well, what's the Guinness record? I'm like, well, 12 feet something. And he's like, how high have you built? And I said, 9. And he was like, all right. So anyway, he had a old Carnegie Library for an office. I went in the next weekend, cranked one clear up to the ceiling, which was way past the Guinness record. And that was how I ended up being discovered by the National Enquirer. Iowa farm boy built skyscrapers out of cards, or playing cards. I think that was the headline. Then I was on Good Morning America, and then, it paid my way through college because I started doing shows. And anyway, but all of this that you see, the vertical version, the columns, they're all kind of derivatives of the initial grid. And you all know this. You discover something, and it's like the rungs on a ladder. You do something, and it works, and it puts you up here now, and you start playing with that, and it sets the stage for that next discovery, probably by accident, and that sets the stage. It puts you up another rung on the ladder, and you're able to see things or understand things that you couldn't have even imagined before. But one thing that will really, a lot of you saw me building it, so maybe some of this but like these cards in the corner, these are not doing anything. They're just here because I like how they look, mostly. But you'll notice that right here, for those that are on this side, you see this card right here? And then there's another one down here. You see this one right there? I mean, that's really, those are the only thing that are holding this together. So I'm building this wall, you know, so this is a shear wall, so it doesn't want to do this very bad. It wants to do this. But this one, because it's tied to it, you know, it creates, you know, they solve each other's problems, structurally, basically. And, like, so here's what I'll do. Someone gave a Jenga presentation earlier, so let's just take these off, get them out of the way. And if the top of this goes off, that's okay. Or is it? Okay, so we're gonna get these off of here. Okay, that's most of them. Okay, so now I'm gonna start taking apart this piece. Now, just watch this. Look how much of that I'm taking out of there. It's like I could basically make this into a screen. See, I didn't need all these cards.
Window dressing.
For those of you that, so you start to see. So now I'm going to start punching those out. I mean, I don't know if you can see I'm bumping it. I'm trying to go fast here. All of a sudden, this is going to go, as you might imagine. I'm going to move again so those that are on that side can see. And when you saw Erno Rubik doing this, so, you know, but notice how much of this remains. Like, even after what I just did, and look at me, how I can push on this. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to take that out of there. Okay, get it out of the way. Now, take this off of here. Get that out of there. Get these out of the way. I don't know if that's going to come out of there, but I'll try.
It's the Twin Tower.
No. Hang on. I mean, you know what microphones are good for? Okay. Well, you know, okay, you want me to do that? Okay, I'll do it. That's a normal demolition. Everybody like, woo! Okay, yeah, that's how I usually do it. Okay, so now I know you think this is styrofoam, and it is not. I just happen to have more of these up here. Now, the reason I didn't put these up here initially is I didn't want anyone to get hurt. So I'm going to come over here and bump the table, and down they go.
He's getting away from it.
Just be careful.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
How much does it weigh?
Yeah, what is it? Mark was asking me, why? I don't know if this is going to work. Usually I go, just kidding.
Ooh, that's
So it's holding the weight. This doesn't have the lateral stability. So if I messed around with this, balanced it on here.
it's gonna crumble like a house of cards.